Hi, welcome to my new closet and welcome to this week's YouTube video. If you happen to catch my last podcast, which aired a couple of days ago on Monday, whether via normal podcast streams, Apple or Spotify, or whether you saw the video on YouTube, you know that there have been some significant changes in my life. And I had revealed that I am married and my husband and I have moved into our home together. So you are officially seeing our closet for the first time. He gets that side and I get this side. Hey, guys know, they know the deal. That's okay. There's generally no argument, and usually they find other closets if they need to store other things. But I'm so excited to have you. I'm excited to welcome you to this amazing new closet where I've done yet even more organizing and more sifting through and more donating. You know, I get such a sense of pleasure, as I'm sure you do too, in donating used items, whether it's furniture or clothing or whatever, things that we no longer need anymore, going to people in our lives who we know can benefit from those things, or strangers whose lives we may not know how we're touching, but we touch them anyway. So again, this is a more minimalistic version. Still a lot, honestly. It's still a lot, but it's better than where I've been. So I'm just happy to share that part. I have an incredible, fun, cool tutorial for you today. I love these, where you can take one thing and you can make it look completely different based on either a new way of doing it or an accessory or, never would have thought of that. So this tutorial is definitely going to be that. And before we get started, there are a couple of things you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need a very, very long necklace, very, very long necklace. Now, this one is kind of like an open-ended one, but I can tie it at the end. What works really, really well for what I'm about to show you is a long strand of pearls, So if you have those, say 29, 30 inches, that would be amazing. So I've knotted this, and this will be in preparation for what I'm going to show you. With that, you're going to need a kind of like a V-neck. You can do it with a t-shirt. I sort of like this jersey material. It bends, it's a little bit more flexible, like a loose V-neck type of a t-shirt. You know, it can be tank, it can be sleeve, whatever, either works, but the key is a V-neck and not too long. So as you can see, it comes just right at about my hip. So those are the things that you want to look for. The other thing you're going to need is, very important, a strapless bra. Gotta have a strapless bra for one of my, actually two of my demos, so find a good one, a nude preferably. The other thing that you will need is a nice blouse that you like. Something like this can be a silk type of a blouse. The material can't be too thick. It can't hang too long, and it needs to have a little bit of width to it, and you'll see why in just a bit. So think about that. And the last thing that you're gonna need is a very, very long scarf, but really swimsuit cover-up. So this is long, and when I say long, I mean it's long. So you want it to basically really, really skirt the floor. You need some length. This is a Trina Turk. I'm going to link everything. Anything that's exactly like what I have, I'll link. If it's similar, I'm going to link it. But you're going to want a really, really long, relatively thin swimsuit cover-up, kind of like a sarong. The other thing too, you don't want a scarf that's that real silky material, because you're going to tie this and these knots are really going to need to stay. So if you use a scarf that's a little too silky like this, those knots tend to loosen and pull apart, and that's going to be problematic because we're not going to be using this as a sarong. No ma'am, this is going to be made into something very, very different. Before I do the tutorial, I want to give you just a little tour of the closet. Pretty organized, you know me. I like to be organized. I like to do things according to category. So t-shirts and shirts, I go from short sleeve, mid cap, long sleeve, more casual, then into a little bit dressier, then into summer kind of romper short dresses, things like that. Longer. It's like you see, there's a theme: short, long, longer. My drawers are organized. I just like things to be in tip-top shape. I really love these purse organizers, and I I thought about getting one per purse, but I just realized I could fit a couple of purses in between each one. So that worked out really well. Shoes, again, organized in a closet like this where you've got some height. A stepladder is really important, so have that too. And the other thing too that I think is really important in a closet, especially if you're organizing and cleaning, getting hangers that are all the same. I like uniformity, and I really love the wood hangers. They also keep me honest. The thin felt ones, they're great, but they allow you to pack a lot of things in. So they can make it look like a can of sardines and not keep you honest. So the wood hangers take up a little bit more space, and I like that because it forces me to allow things to breathe. Before I launch into the tutorial, I do want to talk about something. Actually, I want to share something that I didn't share in the podcast when I talked about the fact that I'm married and the person in my life, my husband, is a longtime friend, somebody I've known since we're in our 20s. But after I recorded the podcast and I really prayed about it, and in fact, I'm recording this tutorial before the podcast is even released on Monday. And there's a little nugget that I want to add to our story because I think it's such an important piece of information. It really, really enhances the divine inspiration and intervention we felt happen in our lives. And I think it's important because it's something that I almost overlooked and didn't act upon. And I want to share this part with you because I think that oftentimes we hear voices and we're not sure which voice it is, and we can override what it is that God has in store for our lives. So my husband, who again, longtime friend, we hadn't seen each other since we were in our 20s. And we just went separate ways in his career and my career. But, you know, every couple of years we'd stay in touch. You know, I'd hear from him if he would come into Houston, if he was doing work in Houston after he had left. And he's like, hey, just thinking about my friend. How you doing? What's new in life? You know, I'd be like, hey, life's great. I'm anchoring, or I've got a son, or this, that. And just kind of real quick texts back and forth, you know, wonderful to hear from you, you know, keep doing you, whatever. And you know, a couple more years would go by, and then a couple more years would go by. And like I said, it was very random and sporadic, but we always maintained in touch. Last summer, and I'll tell you what, the timing of this was really incredible because it was 3 to 4 weeks after my mom had passed. So it was mid to late August. And he was in Houston for work, and he reached out to me, and I hadn't heard from him in a few years. And he's like, hey, you know, it's your long lost friend. How's it going? And I said, you know, not so well. I said, my mom just passed about a month ago, and, you know, I'm really not in a great space, and I'm mourning her loss, and just been a tough ride, you know, among many other things. And he wrote back and he said, my gosh, I'm so sorry. Can I pray for you? Is there anything I can do for you? And I said, well, you know, I'll gladly accept your prayers. Thank you. I said, you know, nothing. I mean, just, you know, that's great. And then he said, you know, if you've got some time, he said, I'd really love to see you. And I know this probably isn't a good time and you'll probably say no, but I just want to extend the offer that I'd love to see you. If there's anything I can do to help, just to be a friend to talk to. And I really kicked that around for a good day. I didn't respond right away. I thought about it and I prayed about it, and I almost said no. And I just wasn't in that space. I wasn't feeling great. I felt like I wasn't looking great. I'm like, what do I need to do this for? I've got so many people who want to see me, people who are in my life, and I'm just sort of isolating and sheltering. And then I kind of heard this voice, and it was so loud, and I've said this before, it's even been coined, it's an acronym. What would Audrey do? And I thought about my mom, and I had been mourning her for weeks now, and I'd been just so sad and so depressed and so just sort of tucked away. And I heard her say to me, honey, stop crying over me. Get up, get on with your life, do you, go out, go have some fun, go take care of yourself, go. And so that voice was incredibly powerful and incredibly loud. And I just heard it and I felt it through every fiber of my being. And so I texted him back and I said, okay, let's meet, let's do an early dinner and let's reconnect. And we did. And you know this, for any of you who've reconnected with an old friend, it's almost like time stands still. You have similar friends, similar maybe experiences, you know a certain period of time in your life, in your history. And so you're immediately able to go back to that and kind of rekindle what that was like and the experiences and the people. And so that happened for us. But so much time had passed since then. And so we kind of filled in the blanks. And it was amazing to us just how incredibly similar we were, like-minded, very, very strong in our faith, similar experiences, similar highs, similar lows. There was just a lot to connect over. And I left that dinner very surprised that, my gosh, this person who is, from the distant past is somebody who really connects with me in the present. And that's what started all of this and led to, and like I mentioned in the podcast, he lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I lived in Houston. And it started as rebuilding a friendship and talking more and then starting to see each other. And here we are. So all I can say to you is, if an old friend comes a-calling or a-knocking, you may want to investigate, because you just never know. And I almost said no. And I'm so grateful I didn't, because I saw the magic, I saw the God winks, and I saw everything that started to align when I followed what was being planted inside of me. So I just wanted to share that part. It was something I didn't share in the podcast, and it's such a big part of our story, and it's something we share with people all the time. People who we tell our story to and whatnot. And then of course the fact that Merritt Street happened, and I got a job offer up here, not far from where he lived. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you and let you know that God is so good. He is so good, and his story and his plan for your life is way better than what you think you got going on. That's for sure, hands down. Okay, now on with the tutorial. The first one we're going to do is the V-neck shirt with the long necklace. So this is great because I like, poor Oscar, he keeps trying to come in here. I love being able to change things up. All of these things work really well if you are traveling, going to travel, and you're just like, how do I change this up? I don't want to overpack, but I want to get different looks out of different things. So I'm going to take this very loose, blousey V-neck top and a baggy pair of jeans. Loose fitting jeans are really, really in. All of these pieces are incredibly affordable, recent purchases, and this is going to dress up this outfit. Basically a jeans and a t-shirt kind of outfit, and you're going to be blown away with how it's going to change. So you basically take the necklace and you're going to thread it through on the underside of the V. So basically drop the necklace through, and you're going to have a piece up top hanging out and a piece on the bottom hanging out. You're then going to bring the piece up top, essentially kind of anchor it where the V is, bring the bottom piece up, and you're going to thread it through the necklace, and then you're going to keep pulling that part through, and now you're going to wrap it around your neck. So you've essentially created this necklace that hooks through your shirt, lifts it up, makes it like a waist. That's why I said the 29-30 inch number is really important, because it pulls the top up to about waist length. So now it's like the front tuck that we all do in our jeans, but instead of doing the front tuck, we're using jewelry to do it. We've just dressed up this t-shirt immaculately. You can then put on a really dressy belt with the jeans to dress that up, and then a pair of kitten heels to dress up the jeans. So this goes from a daytime knock around jeans, t-shirt, maybe tennis shoe look, to dressed up tee, jeans with a fancy belt, a pair of kitten heels, and now you're ready for dinner. Love that. You can do it with any kind of a top. You can do it with a tank top. You can do it with a long sleeve V-neck. Again, the most important thing is not too long of a shirt and enough looseness in it to be able to gather in and give it that sort of jeweled effect through the middle. Okay, that's such a great trick. The next one, you're going to need a blouse, and you're going to need a strapless bra. So we all wear blouses like this, right? We button them up, we tuck them in. But what if you want a different look for your blouse? Well, here's how you achieve that. You unbutton your blouse. You've got your strapless bra on underneath. You're going to take one arm out of the sleeve. You're going to let that sleeve essentially hang down. And now you're going to rebutton your blouse. Make sure all your buttons are aligned. You don't want them out of alignment. And so you're going to rebutton it, and you're going to see that you're kind of creating this buttoning starting right at the top of the bra. So we're going for an off the shoulder type of a look with this blouse. So keep buttoning it all the way down. Now here's the super cool part. You're going to take that sleeve and you are going to wrap it around the front, and you're going to make like a bandeau out of it. So you're going to wrap it, and then you're going to tuck it in between the top two buttons. So pull it on through, get that sleeve nice and tight, pull it, and then pull it straight down. And now you're going to tuck all of it, the whole shirt, the sleeve, everything into your pants. And voila, you have just made yourself a super cool, asymmetrical, off the shoulder, fancy pants blouse look. Going with your jeans, this totally dressed up the blouse for evening. It changes up what you can do for jewelry, but I love this. So one blouse, two different ways to wear it. I'm sure you can come up with many more as well, but this is such a great trick, and it gives you, again, versatility, especially if you are looking to travel and you don't want to pack so much, but you want to get different looks out of your clothing. Last but not least is the trick with the scarf, and we're going to make a really beautiful top out of this bathing suit sarong. So you can do this, you can do it with any type of pant, whatever, or you can do it with a short. Again, this will be a super vacation type of a look. You're going to take that sarong, you're going to turn it inside out, and you're going to tie it on your back. So tie it at your waistline, and you're going to have the front part that's going to hang and drape in front of you. And then what you do after you've tied it at the waist nice and tight, you're going to lift that whole front part up. So it's now going to cover your entire bodice. Now I'm demonstrating this with a strapless bra, but in all honesty, you're really going to want either nipple covers or an adhesive bra, because this creates a backless type of a look. And I'll change it out so you can see what that looks like. So once you've pulled the entire section of this sarong up, you're now going to take it and you're going to wrap it around your neck. And after you've done that, you're going to take the rest of that fabric, you're going to tuck it underneath the wrap, and you're going to bring it out to one side. So I'm going to do mine where it goes out to my right shoulder. I'm going to drape that over my shoulder, and then I'm going to take the two ends on the bottom and I'm going to tie those together. So it's now making a sleeve. And after I've tied the ends, I now have an opportunity to put my right arm through, adjust my sleeve, and yet once again, a super cool asymmetrical top made out of the sarong, which, by the way, you can do this over your bathing suit. Let's say you maybe want to put on a pair of shorts or something, and you can take the sarong and you can make a top out of it as well. I just love this look with, you know, maybe a pair of shorts or a sandal or a skirt or something like that. And there's just nothing more beautiful than making a scarf a top. I just think it's such a sexy look. But again, the important part is it's got to be the right fabric to be able to hold those ties. And I will link everything for you as best that I can, so you can recreate these looks as well. I will tell you this, it does take a little practice. You may not get each look right off the bat, but all you have to do is just rewatch the video so you can see the steps. It's kind of like when I watch a tutorial of how to get my vlog camera to work. You know, I watch it, I'll rewind, I'll do my settings, go ahead, watch, rewind, blah, blah, blah. You may need to do the same thing just to get sort of familiar with what it is that you're doing here. But once you've mastered it, mwah, you're going to have amazing looks. You are repurposing your wardrobe, you are shopping your closet, and you're going to have people say, huh, why didn't I think of that? Okay, y'all, comments, questions, thoughts, ideas, please leave it below in the comment section. Love doing tutorials, love showing you my new space. It's a happy, wonderful place. Like I said in last Monday's podcast, this home is filled with love and joy, and you will probably be seeing a lot of that in my face, because I am just I'm so happy and so blessed and so grateful, and I just want to share that with you. And I just wanted to tell you that story, because I think we all have those stories. So please keep your spirit eyes open for anything and everything that's trying to come your way. Listen, the discernment for the good is so important. So I pray for discernment, and I look forward to seeing what you want from me in future videos. And yeah, leave it below. Love you to pieces. Go out, be bold, and be blessed. And I will see you next week. Bye.